We're going to be taking a look at our second example of trigonometric identities. Pause for 30 seconds. Consider, how would you move forward? Press pause. I assume that you're rejoining us. Now, perhaps your first instinct might to change this cotan theta to 1 over tan theta. Now, I wouldn't do that for some reason. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just wouldn't do that. I'm going to take a different path. The path that I'm going to take is, really see an easy path forward here. I'm going to change all the trigonometric ratios into the basic sine theta and cosine theta. Now it's really important that we understand all the definitions of our trigonometric ratios. The next step I would do is I'm going to take a careful look at this denominator. I'm going to create a common denominator. A common denominator of the denominator would be sine theta times cosine theta. So this first term I would multiply by sine theta over sine theta. The second term I would multiply by cos theta over cos theta, which should create a common denominator of sine theta times cosine theta. And there we have it. So I'd have to multiply it all through. This is my result. And then I jump for joy. I have a very, very important trigonometric identity that solves so many problems, and that is when sine squared theta plus cos squared theta, when you have that, it is equal to 1. Often in trigonometric identities, this will simplify the path forward greatly. I'm left with this expression, sine theta, or 1 over sine theta divided by 1 over sine theta times cosine theta. Think, what would your next step be? For some of you, and you wouldn't be wrong, you would multiply the reciprocal of the denominator. I'm going to take a little bit different path, leads to the same result. I am going to split up the denominator into two factors, 1 over sine theta times 1 over cosine theta. My next step is I would cancel out a factor of 1 over sine theta from both the numerator and the denominator. And if I was to read this aloud, it would be 1 over 1 over cosine theta. Or another way to say it is the reciprocal of cosine of theta, or the reciprocal of 1 over cosine theta, which is simply cosine theta.